Hello, this is Lake and I'm the author of the new book, Finding Your Voice Ultimate Guide to Unleash Your Full Potential and Live the Life That You Want. I'm very excited this week because what I'm going to share with you this week, it's something that is so vital to your success. It's something that would continue to push you towards that thing that you want. I don't know what you want for 2018, but I do know that if you implement these ideas that I'm sharing with you every single week, I have no doubt that whatever it is that you have set your mind into, definitely you would make that a reality in this year. I've always believed that successful people have something in common. And one of those things that they shared in common is that the ability to continue to create, to produce, to imagine what they want out of life. They constantly do that. And from my research, which I talked a little bit in my new book about how they were able to develop that skill, that ability to constantly imagine what they want out of life. And that is part of what we're going to talk about today. The 4 ways to creating something. The 4 ways that you can become more creative. The 4 ways that you can become more creative in producing what you want in life. And the first thing we're going to talk about is what I call the ability to mentally see what you want out of life. Creating that mental images, whatever it is that you want. You want a new home, you want a new car, you want a beautiful family, you want a successful business, whatever it is that you want. Having that ability to visualize it, to first create that mental image. I do this almost every day for my own creativity. I remember when I wanted to write my first book, every single evening before I go to bed, I would visualize, I would imagine, I would create that mental image in my mind to see how the book was going to be successful, what I was going to talk about, what I was going to write about, how I was going to market the book, the ideas I was going to write about in the book, what are the challenges. I created this mental picture, this mental images of how successful my writing would be. And the funny part about that idea was that the things I created in my mind eventually came the way I saw them. There's power in your ability to fix that mental image in your mind, to be able to see what you want. I want you to try it. If you're listening to me now, maybe you should pause this video and take a minute and just imagine by closing your eyes and imagine the things you want out of life. Imagine the kind of business you want out of life. Imagine the kind of financial success you want out of life. Imagine the kind of health, physical body you want out of life. Imagine the kind of relationships that you want out of life. Imagine the kind of family that you want out of life. Imagine the kind of spiritual stamina that you hope to develop in the long term. Imagine this, create a mental picture. This idea is used on a consistent basis with, successful, high-performing athletes, because they understand that even though you've trained so hard, you've done your work, but if you don't have that confidence to see what you want, to create that mental picture, to be able to see it mentally, you might not achieve what you want, even though you may have trained for them. So there is no way to separate you from creating that mental image. You have to do that on a consistent basis. For me, I do it every single night, every single day. Every project that I've been fortunate to successfully create, I use mental images. I create that picture in my mind. I sit I feel it. I see it. Okay, this is what I want to do. This is how I'm going to do it. These are the challenges. These are the questions I need to ask myself. These are the people that I need to reach out to. These are the blocking things that I have to take out from my life. These are the situations. I think of everything that I needed to know that would help me to actualize that goal, that mental image. Because by doing that, not only will you be able to develop yourself, not only will your confidence level increase, but also you would feel a sense of excitement, a sense of joy, a sense of happiness, because you can see mentally the direction of your goals. Now, the next point, which is the second thing you have to think about, once you've successfully created a mental image of what you want out of life, is to develop the right knowledge, is to equip yourself with the right knowledge. Now, the mental image is just the first thing. The second question you should ask yourself, do I have the right knowledge to create what I've seen in my mind? Do I have the right knowledge to translate that image into something that I can touch, into something that I can feel? Do I have the right knowledge? If you do, great. If you don't, that is when the learning begins. That is when you have to reach out to those who have done whatever it is that you are trying to create. For example, I'll use my book for example. When I finish writing, I ask myself, how can I market this book? How do I reach out to people that would help me? I didn't have the knowledge when it comes to online marketing. So what I did was to reach out to those that have done it before, to read on online marketing, to seek help from those who have mastered the online marketing to help me to actualize that goal of putting my book online. So likewise, whatever it is that you've mentally created in your mind, the second thing is to ask yourself, do you have the right knowledge? Do you have what it takes? If you don't, start learning, start reading on that specific thing that you want to create. Start reaching out to those that may have done it before and ask for help and seek their advice. Ask them how they can help you to move towards what you've created mentally. Seek knowledge. Now, the third thing that you have to think about is to develop faith. Now, regardless of your religion, you have to have faith. Faith is confidence. Faith is belief. Faith is to do something even when you're uncertain about it. That is faith. And every religion, regardless of what it is, believe that you must develop faith. You have to have faith. And for me, the only way I think you can develop faith is through persistence. Through persistence. Doing the same thing over a period of time. Because when you do it consistently, persistently, eventually your faith will begin to get stronger. You begin to develop that faith of certainty, that faith of determination, that no matter what the situations might be for you, good or bad, you would actualize your mental image. You would actualize that goal. Faith is very vital to bringing that mental image into something that you can feel, touch, and see in real time. The last point is do it every single day to convince yourself. Do it every single day. Now, think about what habits, ritual, routine that you have to do every single day that would help you to bring that mental image into what you can feel, what you can see, what you can touch. What habits do you need to develop? What routine do you have to engage in on a day-to-day activities, on a day-to-day basis. What are those routines? Because I've never seen any successful individual that do not have a daily routine. I've never seen any successful individual that do not have a daily ritual. Some start with being grateful, then they meditate, then they write their goals, and they think of how they can achieve that daily goal. They have something they do every single day that is pushing them towards whatever it is that they want in the long term. Likewise, you, what is it that you want out of life? Remember that whatever it is that you want requires you creating something. You want a bigger home, you want a successful career, you want a successful business, a beautiful family, a solid relationships, a good career, a fine health, whatever it is, you have to start creating something in your life. And the only way you can do that is through these 4 ideas. These are tested ideas. I use them every single day of my life. I did a lot of research on them to bring them into just this 4 list. And I'm very certain that if you use them, starting with the mental image, the ability to create that mental image of what you want out of life, the seeking knowledge that would help you to actualize whatever mental image that you have created for yourself. Third, developing faith. And lastly, doing something every single day to convince yourself to bring that mental image. And lastly, doing something every single day to bring that mental image to something that you can feel, you can see, you can touch. That is my message for you this week. And I hope that as you begin to think about your goals on a daily basis, as you continue to work on yourself, remember that those people crushing it, those people succeeding in life, have the same brain as you do. They have the same abilities as you do. They are not special. Every single individual has something unique about them. And every single individual is intelligent. The question is, how are you using your own intelligence? So I want you to start applying these simple principles by starting your day every day by creating a mental image of what you want for yourself, of what you want out of life, developing knowledge that would help you to actualize that mental image, believing, having that faith. And you cannot develop faith without persistence. You have to continue to do something towards that goal. And the more you do it, the more your faith increases, the more your faith develops. And lastly, doing something every single day to convince yourself. I hope that you would apply this knowledge, these ideas, these skills that I just shared with you immediately, starting now. Remember to go out every single day to live fully, to love across all differences, to learn all you could have learned, and lastly, to leave a legacy. And remember to share this with someone and click the like button and tell me what you think about this video.